to check stuff. Like it's hello. Let's do my makeup again. While I tell you about the time I became a victim of a teenage pregnancy. And none of the things I'm gonna say in this video are promoting teenage pregnancy. Don't do it. Teenage pregnancy is wrong, guys. Don't do it. Um, Stay in school, man. It's really nice to be young and childless. I don't know, obviously, but I'm in uni, so like, umntwana is not with me full time. So, yeah. But then there are some things that you can't do, you can't experience when you are with child. So yeah, I'll try to tell it up until the time I gave birth, but yeah, I'll try. So first off, we got it. We got a new concealer. Yay! This is the old one that's been fighting for its, like, I've been holding on for dear life. They don't look the same. Like, they're very close, but they don't look the same. However, I did test it. There was no tester for this one. And then when I got back, I just trusted the Lord. I was like, and then when I got back, I did put it on, and yeah, it's doing what I wanted to do. So it was in 2021. I was in grade 12. Yeah, man, I was dating Gumnandi, and then uh, I went to camp. I went to grade 12 camp around April. Yeah, around April. And then, because, okay, also, the reason why I'm starting to with camp is because I think that actually Gwenzega, the things happened when I got back from camp. Because, yeah, man, I am Kumbula and, missed me. So that's what I think happened. Like, that's the theory that I'm going with. I had like my last period, my last normal period anyway, in May of 2021, and that was literally one of the worst periods I've ever had. Yo, now I used to cry every time when my period starts, cause like about my period pains and stuff, like it's painful. So one May, I cried so much. I remember I had to wake up from school, and then it was so bad. Like it woke me up even before alarm. And then I cried so hard. I went to like wake up my grandmother. I was crying and crying. She was like, "Will you be able to go to school?" Because I mean, shame my grandmother doesn't like to see anyone crying. So she was like, "Will you be able to go to school?" And and I was like, "Yeah, I think I can." And then she didn't even have painkillers. Like it was so bad. But went to school anyway, and then came back. Mangubuya. Um, she was like, she went to ask this other neighbor of ours. I think she's a doctor. I don't know, but she went to ask. No, the neighbor unabantwana who are doctors. She has kids who are doctors. So, how can you get rid of? My grandmother is old. Of like period pains because they're not fun. They cause cancer and then she was told that there's no way to cure them. The only way to stop them is to like fall pregnant, jabo. And then, but you can get painkillers. That's what they told her. So she was like, yeah, that's what they told me. And I was like, no, I'm a bit better. Like when I came back from school, I'm like, sing on, jabo. But she was like, yeah, so like just fall pregnant. And I was like, no, no, me, never. That's where the problem started. Guys, never say never. Never, ever, ever say never. Don't say never. Because when you say never, the nevers, they start nevering. like they never did before. Don't say never. Do not say never. So I was like, no, never. I would never do that. Still in school, and now I always knew that I want to go to uni. Yeah, but I always knew because I'm not a person who's like, well, like I'm a skills wizard, and I always knew that I'm like, I need to go to school. So I said, no, never. Yeah, but I don't know. I'll just get the painkillers, and I used to have the painkillers, and then I didn't anymore. Yeah, but I was like, no, I'll just get the painkillers and I'll be fine. And then she said, oh, cool, but like, we need like a grandson. And I was like, girl, it's not happening. Little did I know. So this was in May, so I had my period in May. And then come June, missed my period. And to me that was normal. Like I used to have like an irregular period anyway. So I didn't panic when I missed my period in June. So hey guys, ningezibantshela manga ishiya linzima. Linzima ishiya, like why? Lenzo walo. June I missed my period. July I was like, nah, like I told Baf, I was like, yeah. Oh, by the way, 2 blenders. This is, yeah, you can see it's the old one. This is new. So that at least as you see, it's very tired. It even has this mark. I don't know if you can see. There's this mark in a suit. So yeah, I told Baf, I was like, no, actually, this is quite abnormal. It's not normal. Like 2 months, it's too much. And I've been having like morning sickness and we bought pregnancy tests. We knew the truth. We knew. We bought three tests for one person. You see, we knew the truth. But we did not want to accept. Because, yeah, it's a test. They all came back positive, obviously. That's what the story is about. Did I not cry? Hey. Nakala, yo, I cried. Luckily, I was like lucky enough to have support, even from Ubaba Umtwana. Like I was support because he was there, and then I told my sister, and then we didn't tell any adults. Like I just told, I didn't tell any adults up until like I think October. But my grandmother kept saying, Umito, and I was like, never that, sissy. Mind you, in all this, I'm in grade 12, like I'm still going to school, I'm still writing exams. But when I asked my sister about like the whole procedure, when you were pregnant and stuff, she was like, if you're like 7 months and above, during finals, they're gonna require you to be accompanied by an adult. And I was like, that can't happen. That cannot happen. Like, so I hid it from Miss Olin. Like I hid it. Nobody could find out, and nobody did. Not that they didn't have their suspicions, obviously, but they were never confirmed by me anyway. They were only confirmed like next year when either people saw me or I didn't even post on my socials. I don't know, but maybe one person who was on my WhatsApp told the other, and we're like, I knew it, but it was never like upfront. Yeah, but I used to wear like a big blazer. Don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So, ngiyaqhubeka manje. Matriculant. I am pregnant. I am hiding it from basically everyone. And I don't consider myself as having had a difficult pregnancy, but it wasn't easy at the same time. It was not easy. I was sick the whole time, like yo, first, second, third trimester I was sick. I lost weight. Like I lost so much weight during that time. Cause like I'm stressed out, I'm depressed. Yeah, I was going through it. You see, this is why teenage mutants are wrong. Because we get responsibility they're having a child and they're depressed. Like I saw my future Ishabalala during the time. I was like, am I gonna be able to go to school? Like, you know. So I was due in February next year. Yeah, February of next year. But the latest would have been beginning of March. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm not gonna like worry about giving birth me during exams or anything like that. Or any complications. I was praying not to have any complications that would require me to like go to a teacher, but hey, my water broke or I'm in pain or whatever. So maybe no morning sickness until like yo man. But I was yangibona musa zangi-change. I will attach pictures. Very gorgeous. Wow. Wow. There isn't, oh, what pregnancy did to me. We are Wuti Velunjani style. Ngiyadlala. Yeah, ngiyadlala. Don't come for me. I don't have a dad. Like, do not come for me. I'm not baba. So, my grandmother, like with her suspicions, what decided to Wuti? I remember that day. I'll never forget that day. She was like, when you meet? And I was like, never, never, never. What decided to know, actually, let me call the mom. She decided to call my mom. And I remember that day, I was like, oh my god. So while she was on the call, I could hear her talking on the phone. I typed in my mom and I was like, girl, I'm pregnant. Because I don't want her to find out from anyone else. Like, then gonna find out from me. Like, I wanted her to find out from me. So I type her. And then after my grandmother said, hey, who's in there? My grandmother calls me Uzinhle. So she was like, and then my mom was like, oh yeah, uqeda ungitshela, yeah, sizokhuluma ntoni. Sekusondele manje ukuthi kufuneka kuyobiwa nesisu. Guys, scary stuff. Let me tell you. Wow. It was scary. And by the way, I found the other condition in one that's full, but this one is still in existence and it's still holding on. But this one I'm gonna use it for my brows. Ngithenge imali yami wafuna ukujudge kamnandi futhi okusalayo yona ngizobangela kuyo. This is a new one. Yeah. Sekumele kuyobika isisu and all that stuff. So now nobava sekumele ekhulume ngipho. Like, so my mom now is asking me, what is your plan? How do you feel? Oh, Shane, my mom was very nice about it, Shane. How do you feel? My mom is like, well, most of the time, she's like very sweet. So she asked me like, what's your plan? How do you feel? Do you want to keep it? She was being very open-minded. So I was like, hey, I don't know, because next year I want to go to school. Like, I want to go to uni. So she was like, so she's like, we're having this back and forth. She's asking me, I'm asking her. Like, basically, I'm saying, tell me what to do. I know it's my body, whatever, but guys, last born, like, and I'll always be last born mom. So, and I did not feel ready at all. Like I remember I spent like most of my pregnancy like telling my sister and ubaba umntwana ukuthi I feel like I might die during labor because I do not feel ready. Like besides being like, oh, I'm ready to be a mother emotionally and like I knew, like I felt like my body was not ready. So um now I told my parents, manje sisu, ish. Okay, sharp, we're waiting for Obafa to tell his parents. He tells them. Um, he's still supporting me through all this. We told everyone like around not September, October. So we've been doing it together as one. Like during this whole time, I haven't even started like antenatal care at clinic. You know, mind you, this is like I think it was like 5 months. So long that so my mom was like, no, I need to take you to the clinic. Like she was just supportive, man, you know. So she took me to the clinic and then we bought the pregnancy test. The public clinics, don't ask me. We bought a pregnancy test and then they tested, they confirmed, they opened the file, and then it was just like, yo, it's such a, I don't want to experience that again. I don't want to say it's dehumanizing, but it's quite an experience. Like you get there and then like kumula, get naked, strip. They have to check stuff. Like it's it's not for me. Like I don't know, man. Let's not do that. Like it's very invasive. Like it's man. Like you know, as a people, like just measure my stomach if you have to, because they do that. But let's not shogoloza. Let's not do that. But they do that, and yeah, they did that. They checked everything, and I had to go for a scan. I have a scan. I feel like it's not blending. Yeah. Like they don't care where it's from. You just have to have a scan. So I was like, let me just go private. So I went to Dr. Mahlang. I went there. We got the scan. We went in December, so that's now around like 7 months. So if you want to, or if the baby wants, because they decide, you can see the gender at this time. So we get there, and I was like, actually, I don't know, like which gender I want. It's not something I've thought about. Maybe a girl, maybe a boy, yeah, but then I remember when we got there, I was like, a girl. And then we watched, and then they were like, with Dr. Wati, do you see Itang? And I was like, yeah, no, Itang. Yeah, do you see that? That's a boy. And we were like, oh, yeah. And then obviously the dad was much happier than I was. We found out it was a boy in December. My grandmother had suspected that it would be a boy. A bunch of people were like, it's a boy because like my skin was, good, and yeah, the like his paternal family, like Kabomfan, Bona, they were like us Salabafan, so we expecting a boy. Not that if it was a girl they would have known. It was just like I wouldn't say a running joke, but something like that. Mind you, through all this, I'm still very scared. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it out of the labor room. Footy, my relationship with God at the time was, yeah. So, I mean, I am praying, and like even the people around me, bank and he's like, no, don't like, in. But I knew the truth, guys. Yes, sometimes faith, yeah, you have faith, but it is realize you know the truth. Yeah. So, and throughout, I never had like selling feet. I did have pregnancy knows, but then batting yashine. Like my sister and um Ubabuntan, they used to say I like would and I'm like, bro, look careful. Maybe show them pictures, but yeah, so I put the pictures up so you can judge for yourself. But yeah. So major was happening through all of this. Like I was just and I did write my finals and it was interesting. Imagine you're writing and your stomach is like someone is kicking. Just imagine. Like just imagine. December. So in December, I was like indoors. Unless I had to go to the clinic, but I was like indoors the whole time. In January, that was the first and only time. I remember it was like a day or two. The first and only time I had swollen feet. Swollen feet. So I was like, this is like a first. I remember I even took a picture. I was like, my feet are swollen for the first time. Like throughout these 8 months, because it was like around 8 months in Jan. And then we hit the 36-week mark last week of Jan. So I was like, anytime from now, it can pop. So, and the kicks were getting so aggressive at this point. Like, I was over the whole thing. Like, I was just like, cut the cameras, I'm done. Like, yo, shy sanini. Yo, in 9 months when you're not doing anything, it doesn't seem that long. Like, it's gonna be like September soon. But when you're pregnant, you are going through it like we are cooler. Like it's a lot. It's so if you are so next made it to Feb. So also I used to have I'm a Braxton Hicks. If you don't know what Braxton Hicks are, it's like this mild pain. It's like a period pain or labor pains. They're called false labor pains. So I used to have them like all the time. So now they're getting like more frequent. But I used to have them. 9 February. Being poop. I was sleeping in the morning and I was having such a nice dream. I don't remember what I was dreaming of, but it was very nice. I remember. I wake up because I just peed myself. Ne? And I was like, I peed myself. Like I was like I peed myself. And then I was like, there's no way. So I checked the t-shirt that I was wearing because I was wearing like a big t-shirt. I check it and there's like a bit of blood. So I'm like, oh, I think I'm in labor. It was just the mucus plug, the thing that plugs everything to prevent the book. Yeah, we get the transport to come. So it comes. We go to hospital, not hospital, the birth clinic. It's a dozen. It's okay. We get there and they're like, "Are you wearing a pad?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." They're like, "Why not?" I was going in blind basically. So like, okay, you need to wear a pad so we can monitor the drainage and everything. So again, like just don't do it. Take my advice. I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking from an outsider point of view. I'm speaking from experience. Don't do it. Do not do it. It's So they have to check dilation and then like you had like I think I was at like 3 centimeters. I don't remember. So they check. They're like it's 3, but then there's nothing happening. Like you are like it's just a drainage. Yeah, the mucus plug. It's only the mucus plug. I have the pill on. So they kept me for monitoring for 4 hours. So I was sitting there. I remember standing. Like Unes was telling me like she found me standing and she was like, "Why are you standing?" I was like, "I'm in pain." I was in pain. She was like, "No, those are not labor pains. When they start, you will also know." And I was like, "You mean it's worse like this?" And guys, I fear pain. Like, I don't like pain. So when she told me that it's gonna get worse, I was going through it because They're like, no, you need to sit because you will be tired when it finally happens, right? So, um, we, I sat. I was the only one. After 4 hours, she checked again. She was like, "There's nothing. Like, there's literally nothing happening." Kept me for another 4 hours, and I think in all this, the dilation is like still the same. So, Abonji, my situation is not looking good. So, after the next 4 hours, so after 8 hours in total, she was like, "No, actually, I'm gonna send you back because we can't keep you for longer. There's nothing happening, but keep the pad on, right?" Obviously, I changed it. But like, keep the pad on so you can monitor, like, whatever's happening. And then she gave me painkillers. She's like, if the pain persists, here's the painkillers, and yeah, ne? Those are the day shift nurses. I went home. Oh, kinda like, yo, I don't even remember what happened from the period I got home up until like 10 p.m. So we were chilling, and my grandmother was asking, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, they're saying there's nothing happening, so they can't keep me, blah 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 blah." And then I'm still in pain. So around, I try to go to sleep, right? I go to bed, and I'm in so much pain. And then I don't even realize what was happening up until like late, right? So like I keep tossing and turning and tossing and turning in bed. I toss and turn and toss up until like 11 at night. I'm like, no man, I'm in so much pain. I text my sister. Luckily my sister is a night owl, so thank God. I text my sister, I'm like, girl, I'm in so much pain. I don't even know what to do. I'm scared that if I go back, they're gonna send me back again. Right? She was like, what's happening? Let me see the pad. Let's take a picture. And I hadn't even checked the pad. Yo, when I checked the pad, blood. Like this blood. It looks like period blood. When you're pregnant, you're not supposed to see blood. Like, that's a danger sign, right? So I'm like, I sent her the picture. She's like, is it supposed to have blood? I'm like, I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. I know, I was the one who was pregnant, but still, I was the wrong person. Yeah. So she's like, wait, let me send it to Open. Open was like, tell her to call an ambulance. That's like that's not supposed to happen. Tell her to call an ambulance. So I don't call an ambulance. I call the transport stable. So now I'm pacing the house. I can't even talk. Like when someone talks to me, it's like they're annoying me. Why are you calling my name? Don't go, guys. Don't go. And again, I say, don't do it. Heed my warning. He's now working somewhere, but he does come back like every weekend. Now it's not weekend. First of all, it's not weekend, and it's at night. But he was like, if you're still in pain, even if we show, please call. I'll be here. Oh, such a lamb, guys. Okay, it's actually lamb, but you search. Yeah, but yeah. So I'm like, please call the transport person. I am in trouble. And I couldn't even talk anymore. I just put the phone down and was like, just make the call. And then my grandmother was like, hey, like phone. Like I said, she cannot stand a person who's in pain. Like, ngaske kube kumbaya emhlabeni, people not to have pain, according to her. The car gets there. I can't talk. I can't even open my eyes now. And then we go to the clinic. When we get there, that's when I find out that I'm in active labor. I am in active labor, but I'm like 5 centimeters dilated. Ne? Kuyo dilation, umntwana is not engaged. Like the head is not inside the pelvis, so it doesn't fit. Mara ufuna ukuphuma ngaze yajaheni kulo mhlaba mina yazi noma unkosana bayaphapha man. So the nurses are like, girl, you're like 5 centimeters dilated, but umntwana again. So it's not gonna happen. So moral of the story, the child had a big head. Those nurses were so sweet. They're like, what size do you wear? I'm like, Since 3. They're like, oh, that makes so much sense. It's usually you guys that vela you have like a small waist and small pelvis. No, not small waist. I don't have a small waist, nanas. Yeah, you guys have like small pelvises. Kids, like babies, cannot get in, right? So we just need to transfer you to Emma Melody, because it's not gonna work. Like we can't keep you here as dangerous. What. Cool. Um, they call the ambulance. They were like, I think lapha kule clinic kunama-ambulance ayi-2. I said public healthcare. Don't be wondering, just be listening. They were both out. So she was like, we called the ambulance. They said they're coming, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. I am in so much pain. I remember the nurse at some point came to hold my hand while the other one needed to insert like a catheter. Again, touching my privates. It's fine. It's okay. She needed to insert a catheter so that I can like pee into it, right? So the other one held my hand. While she was holding my hand, she was like, oh my god, Beneleza does not mention. Like, look at how small the hands are. Oh shit. Like, it was just, I was just a baby, about to have a baby. Does it make sense? It doesn't. But did it happen? Yes, it did. You don't listen. He don't want to be kept on keeping. He don't want to. Oh. The ambulance gets there after what seems like ages. Oh, and ages. Because wow, I was in so much pain because yena uputiza ngapha stomach ufuna ukuphuma, and I'm like, be patient, damn, like ujaheni. And I remember even one of the paramedics asking me, giving birth from me, and I was like, don't piss me off. I didn't say that, but I did think it, because what the fuck. Ucabangani lento yenza isense kuye leyo nto ezokukwatisa abantu bakubona nje ukuthi lento yenzayo ayikho right ngoba that's wrong. Drive, get to Emma Melody. They already called even like Emma Melody. When they called, get there. When you get there, they wheeled me in a wheelchair to like a front desk. Well, front, but yeah, a desk in. The paramedics put my bag on the floor. You never realize how far the floor is, and I'm not that tall. I am not a very tall girlie, but you don't realize how far the floor is until you're in so much pain you can't do anything. I remember that lady, Osebenza like a front desk, was like, bring your ID, and I was like, bring it. I remember like I said, bring it. Can I just, call it out? And she said, no, bring it. And I was like, damn. And then I had to bend to get it. Sad. But I finally get it. Bangenzeli file. I had to go back near the entrance. When they were wheeling me in, someone was screaming, yo guys, let me tell you, if you've never been to hospital, ICU is not the scariest place, because everyone there is peaceful and they are sleeping and they are fighting for their lives. Labor, people are screaming for their lives in there. I remember walking in and this lady was like, like, and the nurses were like, Vele, we are killing you. Like, you need to put on a band. These other things that they use to monitor your pain and the baby's heart, like the heart rate. So when I first went there, everything was more or less normal. And they also, when you get there, like everyone is just in your business. So they check everything is normal. Go and sit in the waiting area. Yo, remember I couldn't sleep but the pain was so bad. I can't sleep, but I'm so tired. Like my body would just shut down. Then I would wake up from the pain, and my body would shut. Like I don't think I ever want to experience that again. I think ngishapka vibe kahle kahle. Like xa sesiyithethele ezantsi bo siyihlebeza. I think ngishapka vibe. I was in the waiting room fighting for my life, and everyone there is fighting for their life. You look here, like it's just only like I'm a God's favorites that don't experience pain. Like they're just like watching us, like you know. But morning stuff, sisiyafika ngithi bekungene be-night shift kwafika basekuseni. They found us sitting there, and there was this one pregnant lady who was just annoyed with everything and everyone. She was like, "I say harili mo harili, how got pain uno hema fell," and I was like, "Are you like, bro? You were pregnant and you were busy telling me to just breathe. Are you mad? Like, are you mad?" They had to do like a handover. Love nights. They both have to see what are we dealing with. The day nurses. So she was checking and like signing everybody's file to say that she would be the one who would be, working like there. She was busy checking, and I didn't even notice that my catheter, like in my catheter, there was now blood. There was not supposed to be blood. It was just supposed to be my pee. So when the doctor got there, she's like, because there was this other lady who said it's been like 2 weeks. She hasn't felt the baby kick. Side eye. I was kind of judging her because I'm like, we are told that if it's more than like an hour, 2 hours that you don't feel the baby kick, that's danger. She was telling the doctor that there's a lady who hasn't felt her baby kick in like 2 weeks, and then I guess during all that she noticed that my catheter is filling up with what? With blood, and obviously it's not supposed to happen. So she was like, I should go back to the like Emma Banding so that they can check, I guess, the heart rates and whatever. So when I get there, now it's bad. Like, mind you, I'm still in so much pain. All of this. When I get there, they put the belts, and immediately the nurses are like, "Girl, your pain is not normal. Like, it's not normal. What did you eat?" Because there's people who eat things to induce labor. She's like, "What did you eat?" I'm like, "I did not eat anything. Like, I just ate food and I drank water." And then she's like, like it's really not normal. And then there's this other lady who came in. I'm not sure if she's a doctor or if she's like a matron, like a head nurse. She was like, she was like, hi, what is happening here? They're like, yeah, she's in like labor, but then she says she didn't eat anything, but her pain. She's like, girl, your pain is not normal. I'm booking you like right now for a C-section. So she didn't waste time. She just booked me. She took the forms. I had to sign in case you lose a lot of blood, transfusion. And I remember there was a point I couldn't even sign. I was like, could you please sign for me? She's like, no, you need to be the one. And I was like I had to breathe. And that gap where it's like the pain is not too much, then quickly. So they check the dilation and they're like, girl, it's 3. Remember I said it was 5? They're like, now it's 3. So my was like, we are not doing this today. And is like, I'm coming to the world today. Now it's the 10th of February because remember I left home at like 11 p.m. And then yeah. And then she was like, also the baby's heartbeat is slowing down. He's getting tired. Like there was a lot. I was going through it. After they check and they're like it's 3, and also it has to be a pair. that check the direction. So you think one person is, no, it's two people. They're like three. The other one's like three. They booked me, and then my water finally broke. Like, but they ruptured, ever. My water finally it broke while I was sitting there after they checked. So when I stood up, they're like, oh, also her water broke. So like, yeah. The one nurse went to find the stretcher, and then she came back. She's like, also glasses don't go into the theater. And I was like, cool. No shoes, no glasses, nothing. Like no jewelry. You're basically going there, right? And you are naked. You only have like a sheet on, and they're gonna take it off in theater. Went into um theater when I was like crying. I was praying to the Lord. I went in, group of doctors. They're like, should we wait for you so that you don't feel pain before we, anesthetize you? And I was like, I don't know. This one doesn't. Don't wait. And they like pushed me down. Like I'm sitting on the table, and then they had to, so that my spine, they can find like a gap in my spine. They found it, injected, and then no pain. Instantly, they start cutting. You feel nothing, but you can feel that someone is touching, but you can't, like the nerves, you can't feel pain. So I remember when they started cutting, and I was like, this, like the anesthesiologist said, wait, can you feel the pain, or can you feel that they're touching? And I was like, I can feel. And he was like, oh, okay. So, and you can't see anything, you're just like lying there. They drain. It's a lot happening in theater. And then when they finally got to the uterus, when they pulled out the baby, cut the umbilical cord, they cut it, and then it was very blue, like it was very pale, and like they were not drunk when they said he's like tired. And then Wakala, and then they were like, Mama like they're holding him by his foot. They're like, can you see what is this? And I was like, it's a boy. And they're like, okay. And that nurse was like, your mom is stressing you out. They're stressing you out. So like layer by layer, even cutting, they cut layer by layer. So they start, putting me back together like a little puzzle. At some point, I even started singing in the theater, and that's one doctor went, wait, is she singing? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, oh. I don't know what was happening, but yeah, because I'm like a shy person. Like around people, I don't know, I'm very shy, so it was very surprising. When I got out, I put like a heater because I started feeling cold. I don't know if the natural girlies experienced that, like the natural birth girlies experienced that. I don't know. Someone will say one day. I don't know. But yeah, so I started feeling cold. They put the heater, and they checked if everything is like normal. And then I couldn't move my legs for like 8 hours after the surgery. I gave birth around 10. When did I leave home? 11. Emma, it's not fun. Don't do it. Again, I'm saying don't do it. Yeah, they brought the baby so that he can feed, and I had to be rolled onto the bed, like from the stretcher to the bed. Because I couldn't move my legs. I could only move my upper body. Like you're not supposed to have like a pillow or like put your hand, because of the side effects of the anesthesia is headaches if you like elevate your head. And I might have accidentally put my hand, so that's why now I suffer from headaches from time to time. After the 9 hours where we could start moving, now starts the difficult part. You need to start walking. There it's not nice. Listen to me, let me tell you. Then I start walking. It's it's so difficult. Like, imagine a simple thing as walking. It's literally so difficult because we're in so much pain. Like, you just got sewn back together. It's sewn soon. I don't know. Just imagine. So, so yeah, that's how I found out when I gave birth. And now ngizwa bathi another, I don't know, angiyazi naleyo nto ngizwa ngabo. um ngizwa ngani leyo nto, it's news to me. Anyway, this is a finished look. That is my pregnancy story. Again, don't do it, don't fall pregnant. Stay in school, we're so young. Okay, learn from my mistakes. And this is a look. Like 7 or 6 out of 10 because I was in such a rush and like all over the place. But yeah, this is the look.